Welcome back to my channel. I know so many of you must have watched the interview Elrufai did yesterday, and it takes an objective mind to see through who truly Elrufai is and who indeed is working for. In that interview, Elrufai said that Tinubu will cry just as GEJ did when the Hausa Fulani oligarchs brought his government down. On the other side, he said that nobody in the north believes Amechi and Obi upon their petty lies of just spending one term. We are going to talk about so many of his, contradictions and headlines and topical issues. But let us quickly watch a snippet, just about 30 seconds, then we'll continue our
analysis. The likes of Rotimi Amechi and Peter Obi have said they will only do 4 years if they get into office. What are your views about, is it a winning strategy? Is the ADC, should the ADC consider a southern candidate? Because you are one of those who said South was the way to go in 2023 for the APC.
Now, on the question of people coming out and say, I will do one term, I don't think anyone believes that. I don't think it is right. You should not constitutionally give up what is yours. And frankly, as someone that has been governor for 8 years, and Amechi and Peter Obi have both been governors, they know the time it takes to make meaningful change in government. 4 years is not enough.
Now, welcome back. As you can see, Erufai, for me, I haven't listened to him yesterday. I can categorically state that Erufai is just there, okay, possibly working for Tinubu. That's it. If you are a southerner, all right, and you believe that it is still the turn of the south, then you must understand that Erufai is not against the southern person. It's not. Because Erufai cannot say that no person can change Nigeria in 4 years. At the same time, come out and tell us that Tinubu is not doing well in 2 years. And at the same time, come out and tell us that Obi is lying. I mean, extract the sense in that nonsense for me. Erufai is out there, okay, to squattle anything that looks like a viable or tangible opposition. That's it. Because what I am seeing is Erufai keeps conflicting issues. If Erufai is genuinely in there in the position to see a Peter Obi in there, he will yesterday not say such a word. So when people call Tinubu a master strategist, when people call Tinubu a political strategist, perhaps these guys are working for Tinubu. But again, it takes the eyes of an objective mind to see through this element. Because right now, all the allegations Erufai pointed out, none, I repeat, none of it has he provided evidence. Okay? So many allegations. Erufai was questioned. If you are a minister in this administration, what would be your reactions? He said he would have resigned. That he would have resigned because the government is already failing. Have you all forgotten who Erufai was under Buhari? Have you all forgotten that Erufai was one of the people that vehemently protected Buhari, even when he was away for nothing less than 3 to 6 months due to whatever illness he had then? So you have to be that person of objective mind, not sentimental. Yes, not sentimental. Because the North do not necessarily want the progress of this country. They do not. Tinubu has been able to manipulate them into where he wants. In fact, at this stage, I believe that Tinubu has demystified all their shenanigans. I mean, there's so much disarray, they cannot find their balance. They don't know which wing or what position they should strike Tinubu from. Should they come from midfield? Should they come from right wing? They don't know. because their major striker, which is Obi, is who Elrufai yesterday literally placed on an altar of sacrifice, and he destroyed Peter Obi. That mere word is what APC will use against ADC in the coming electioneering campaign season. They will keep replaying it that Obi is a liar. Erufai said it. Nobody in the north believes him. Nobody can change the country in 4 years. You see, and me, I tell you now, say, me, I don't see him. Atiku, Erufai have been able to corner Obi, and they are all queuing behind Tinubu because they believe that it is more safer to let Tinubu complete the 4 years, and naturally power will go back to the north. And in that instance, the best person will either be an Atiku in 2031 if he's still alive, or Erufai. Of course, Kwankwaso will be there battling it with him at the time. But you see what I'm talking about, right? You see what I'm talking about? You guys see what I'm talking about? Nigeria is a beautiful contraption wherein you need to have a warped mindset to understand what Nigeria is and how Nigeria is run. If I talk to you, if I explain Nigeria to you in ABC and you understand it, then perhaps I am not a good explainer. Because you need a little bit of confusion in my explanation for you to bring something tangible out of my, elucidations. Because Nigeria, right now, so many people are saying that why is Atiku not supporting Obi? Why is Atiku not just staying off? Like, Atiku, just stay off. It is still the turn of the South. Why is Aregbesola all of a sudden now the best pal of Atiku? Aregbesola, who has eaten, drank from the same well with Asiwaju, possibly they have sworn blood oath, done so many things. See, the mystery of how Tinubu won 2022-23 election, nobody till this day has been able to explain it. The only thing we keep saying is the turn of the beavers. Professor Mahmoud Yakub was given 200 billion. These are all speculations, because we evidently saw what Buhari did to squattle the chances of Tinubu, how Buhari brought in the crash crunch policies, how Buhari brought in so many other things, how Buhari rejected to anoint and appoint and support the zoning system. We all saw this. Everything was against him. But somehow, some way, Tinubu has mastered the art of divide and rule. He balkanized APC, boom, boom, the Akpabios, the Uju Kennedys, all of them were stepping down. And lo and behold, at the end of the day, we saw Tinubu won the primary election. Into the election, people were singing songs, Baba we nowhere, where they shout, Emilokan, Emilokan, Emilo. I mean, these were the tantrums thrown at him. And he was just looking like, look how they play. And when the results started coming out, we started seeing whether they were rigged, whether they were manipulated. He outsmarted every other person that thought he wasn't smart. So this is a man that you cannot rule out the chances of Erufai working with him. You shouldn't. Because at every point in time, Erufai is always bringing this deflating statement towards the chances of another standard candidate aside from Tinubu. That is what Erufai keeps doing. At every point in time, he will come out after he throws some jabs to Tinubu. And when they ask him about Obi and Amechi, he will tell them, these ones are petty liars. And meanwhile, they did the same party. Imagine. What would it have costed Erufai to say ADC will possibly look at zoning as well? And when he was asked the question about the 4-year term, he should have said, I have no comment to that. Everybody has the right to say what they wish to say. Period. But again, you all should not be deceived. Tinubu is the master strategist and he understands how to use fifth columnists disguised as activists, disguised as sincere oppositions quite very well. A brilliant man indeed, Tinubu. I mean, in his own way, in his own time, as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, hate him or like him, you cannot take it away from him that as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, is quite very brilliant. And so many past leaders have alluded to that, including Obasanjo, who said, if you're looking for the greatest politician in Nigeria, go and meet him. So those are not my words. Indeed, not my words. So there is no point for me to come here and try and colorize it, try and demonize what is obvious. I mean, can we all not see that there is something going on out there and everything now is favoring Tinubu? So why should I? G just said something some couple of months ago. He said, when it is always becoming the president of a nation is through divine powers. So whether the person that becomes the president was an activist and he riled up the people, he somehow, developed the capacity to charge up the populace, right? And all of a sudden, they follow him, they support him, and he gets in there, he becomes the president, that it is through a divine power. Or, in other way, a president gets into the power through a controversial means. And at the end of the day, he remains there for 8 years. It is through divine powers. These are the words of Jonathan. Because when we look at how Tinubu got in there, so many of us want Tinubu out by 2027. But have you taken a look at the economy, at the Nigerian society? Have you gone to the street of Nigeria? And by the way, I'm going to play some reactions very soon. Like, have you seen how the narrative has changed all of a sudden? All of a sudden, people don't even care. People are not even campaigning for Tinubu. Like, the narration, the narrative, everything about Obi is like slowing down. Is it my fault? No. You shouldn't hate me for stating it clearly. Like everybody's saying, instead of a northerner to get there, let it be Tinubu. That is what people say. People are saying that if the likes of Elrufai will not begin to speak for Southern candidacy, consensus in ADC, then their vote is for Tinubu. I mean, are those my words? Is the reaction of Erui not projecting that allusion by people? Because when you look at the body language of Erui, he simply doesn't want to talk about the Peter Obis. The Peter Obis are trying to respect the zoning. This is why they have taken it to themselves to vow that they will not spend more than 4 years. But instead, Elrufai to commend them for such statements and, of course, a high level of sincerity and integrity. What does Elrufai have to do? Scatter. And he thinks he can defeat Tinubu. He's just a waster. Because first and foremost, I have seen it firsthand that Tinubu is not Jonathan. I have seen it firsthand that Tinubu is not ready to joke with them when it comes to election. I have seen it firsthand that the narrative in the country is changing. I have seen it firsthand that Erufai is against Southern zoning in ADC. So there's absolutely nothing anybody wants to tell me. Obi becoming the president of this country is first and foremost in his hands, and then secondly, in the hands of the people. It depends on how serious Obi is or any other Southern person. But what I have and what I see and what I smell is they are all storm in a coffee cup. because they apparently are not seeming to gain the people anymore. Unfortunately, let's listen to these people, Nigerians' reactions, not mine, so that you all will understand the full bear of what the Erufai's agenda are in support of Tinubu.
Before the game started, it has already been skewed. Like, we already knew where this game is going, and they made it clear. You understand? Behind the scene, I personally had meetings with some of them, including Madam Nasir Rufai himself. I went to his office, so I know that the coalition will not work. Me personally, Jack, this is my personal opinion, and I kept saying it, but a lot of people didn't understand what I was saying, and this is the reason why you have never seen me participate in anything ADC. Because me personally, I just know that, oh, okay, this is a platform that has been structured and every single thing about it is pointing towards.
Jack, sorry. Even this thing that you are saying, Elrufai was also subtly saying it yesterday that that coalition cannot work. He was saying they're not doing the right thing now. From his interview yesterday.
Yeah. I listened to him. So the reason why I even came up was actually to discuss Erufai, because I heard Ayo bad-mouthing him. Ayo, I don't think you're being fair to the man, right? To be very honest. So let me tell you my personal reading of Malam Nasir Erufai. I think he's someone, people that are, somewhat blunt, yeah, and very honest when they are in public domain. They are largely misunderstood, but you can't take away the fact that Malam Nasir Erufai is a go-getter, yeah, and is somebody that gets things done, and you don't find too many of them in
He's
Nigerian
an
political.
administrator. He's not a
Hold,
politician. He's an
yeah,
administrator.
yeah. So Ayo, hold on. So what you guys refer to as politicians are very corny people that don't say the things the way they are, and for me that has been part of the problem in Nigeria right now. With all due respect, I think that Erufai is one of the best materials we have in politics as at today. And this is not even because maybe he's in opposition or not. Even while he was in APC, I am one of his biggest supporters. And I did say that a couple of times. In short, obedience, they drag me anytime I say, they call me Erufai boy, whatever. But me personally, just like Malam Nasir Erufai, I don't really care, you understand, about people's opinion. My own is to say the truth. If you like it, good for you. If you don't like it, na still your problem. It's not my problem. So the thing is, I don't think Erufai as a person, personally want Atiku to even pick ADC ticket. This is my personal reading, yeah. But the thing is, there are too many calculations that even Erufai himself might not even, he will not even have a choice than to agree, because it's a cabal thing, right? The northern elite made up their mind. I'm telling you authoritatively that they made up their mind that they want power back. And the only pathway for them is Atiku. Say it anyway that Jack told you. You understand? So it's not even an Erufai thing. It's a northern elitist conspiracy. You understand? That they want to take. That's why I told them, if the purpose of this coalition is simply to take away Tinubu, count me out. I'm not interested. This whole coming together of, let us take this person out and we want to take power. And they make statements like, oh, we cannot trust Obi, we can. And I asked them a simple question, one of the leaders, and I said, if you cannot trust Obi now that you don't have power, is it when you get there that you trust Obi? We all know what vice presidential office has been reduced in this country. So let nobody come and deceive you and tell you, oh, after 4 years, they are going to give you power. It will not happen. If they cannot give you power now that you have the biggest chance, see, let us be honest, let us be realistic. We know these things. As much as some of you want to claim that, Bola has a lot of power, he has taken a lot of southern this thing. We know that governors can only be governors. In short, Erufai echoed it yesterday. He said, even though he supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a performing governor of Kaduna State, he still lost Kaduna. You understand? Even though Bola had, what's his name, a governor in Lagos State, he still lost Lagos. So for me personally, Peter Obi is the only person in Nigeria as of today that can beat Bola Ahmed Tinubu, black and blue in southern Nigeria. I know 10 states that Peter Obi will win if he's on the ballot. in southern Nigeria. Out of the 17 states, I know 10 sure states he will win. So
Oh yeah,
if you have somebody,
mention them
hold on,
for us, Jack,
hold
I
on,
beg.
calm down,
Mention them.
calm down. If you have somebody that can guarantee you up to 10 states in southern Nigeria in 2027, but you still don't think you can support him because you want power, then it means that there is so much dishonesty from the get-go. And that is why people like us cannot be part of it. And I used to ask them a simple question: what stops us from actually paying attention to our unity, our fragile unity as a country? Because every other person is talking about power. Nobody is talking about, being able to manage our unity as a country. This is why Nigeria is in a mess. You can't build on nothing. You have people littered everywhere in the country that don't even believe in your country, that don't believe that Nigeria is built for them. But nobody is interested in that. Everybody just want to grab power. So ADC as currently structured cannot work. Even if Peter Obi agrees to be vice president to Atiku, Peter Obi knows that he cannot win Anambra State for Atiku as a vice presidential candidate. I can put my life on the line. This is why they tell you Peter Obi cannot win Anambra State, where even his local government where he's coming from, as a vice presidential candidate, he will not win it. That I can bet my money on. So why are we wasting our time here? So what is Peter Obi going to do for you? Because he can't bring any value to the ticket as a vice presidential candidate. His followers, his core followers cannot follow him, cannot vote for him. So why are you wasting our time? But that's by the way. Like Ayo said, personally, I see a brighter future in PDP, right? If I sit down with His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi tomorrow, I'll definitely advise him to go for PDP if he's sure that they are going to give him ticket. I will personally campaign and carry the matter for my head. As a matter of fact,
Sorry, Jack, where is it that you people are advising Peter Obi to go to where he's going to get the ticket in Alakat? Just if he's sure that they are going to give him ticket.
Maz is not Alakat. So let me explain this to you. There are weak. So the reality is that, let me be honest with you. The problem Peter Obi has is that Peter Obi is a very weak negotiator when it comes to, navigating the politics of Nigeria, agreeing to make this person minister. Hold on, Mazi, hold on. I'm coming. The biggest challenge he has around navigating primaries is that when you want to do primaries, you probably make a lot of concessions, a lot of promises, a lot of this, a lot of that. And Peter Obi, in his deepest mind, would not want to engage in that level of discussion at the level that is needed to be able to secure the ticket of the party, right? Now, because of that, it is difficult for Peter Obi to pick any party ticket if the leaders of the party are not intentional about getting him to lead the party, or pick the ticket of the party, right? So this is why, if PDP on their own has zoned their presidential ticket to the south, and the leaders in the party, the Sarakis of this world, are the major party leaders, actively are working and begging him to come to the party and pick their ticket, it means that some of them are ready to sacrifice whatever conversations that should have happened. You understand? And get him, because they know that, let me tell you, PDP is being smart, and I really wish they succeed. Even if Peter Obi don't win the elections for them, right, as the presidential candidate, what Peter Obi can do is to bring back their traditional base, which is the southeast and south to them. Because with Peter Obi on the ballot, your governors, your gubernatorial candidates in the southern Nigeria have brighter chances of winning the elections. And that will bring back the party to its glory. So you now know that the battle will be in the north. So in 2031, you pick a presidential candidate from the north that is very strong. You understand? And balance it up with what you have in the south, which Peter Obi must have built for you, and you win an election. That is the calculation for PDP. And I think that is a very smart thing to do at this point. So if me, personally, I am in Peter Obi's shoes, I will gladly walk into PDP as it is, because I know, now all of they think say Tinubu, we can really get power like that for PDP. Now, because people wey dey PDP never really serious for them. If they are serious, the same way they pushed Atiku out. Una hear them fight, but Atiku walked out of PDP because he knows that PDP can no longer work for him. And if you notice, Atiku has not joined the ADC yet. Why is he still standing on the sidelines? Because even him, Atiku, knows that without P2B inside ADC, ADC will not work. And he knows that P2B is not coming. He knows. His mind is telling him, he knows. Even if he don't know, in like every single person that is smart enough that actually knows who P2B is as a person, we know that P2B will not walk into ADC as currently structured. So let all of them stop wasting our time and let everybody just get serious, I beg. For
Jack,
me,
just to confirm, Jack.
Sorry, before you go, let me just say something to what Jack said. Number one, if you look at the Democrat and Republican Party, there are sometimes that the Republican Party will be in power. For example, like now, Trump is there. The Democratic Party are trying to get themselves on their feet. They are cleaning their party. They are washing their car. That is what the PDP is doing. We are not going to be in power all the time. APC is here to stay. PDP is here to stay. We are going to play the politics. So right now, PDP is working on its own structure, getting rid of the people that should not be there, and we are bringing in people that should be there.